Proxy Integration, Authentication and Authorization in .NET Lambda Function using Amazon Cognito. Hello everyone, my name is Ankush Jain and this is the ninth video of this series. If you have not watched the other videos, then please do watch. I have provided all the links in the description below. In this particular video, we are going to learn how we can implement authentication and authorization in a .NET Lambda function utilizing Amazon Cognito. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So let's go step by step. First, on the step one, review the architecture. So just click here to understand where we are. So we are on the ninth video here, and in previous eight videos, we learned how we can create a Lambda function and deploy ASP.NET Core API inside Lambda function, and how we can secure those APIs using Amazon Cognito. We understood how we can implement authentication, authorization, custom scopes authorization. In previous video, we also learned how we can uh, deploy a .NET Core class library kind of Lambda function on AWS Lambda, and how we can connect it with Amazon API Gateway. But in this example, we did not learn how we can secure it with Amazon Cognito. In this video, we are going to learn how we can secure this kind of .NET Lambda function with Amazon Cognito. So, okay, now moving to the next thing, how it is different from ASP.NET Core API. So, ASP.NET Core API provides you a way to expose multiple endpoints within the same Lambda function, so that you don't have to deploy different uh, multiple Lambda function to support multiple endpoints. But that's not the case with this. Here we have one-to-one mapping. Here we have one route, one Lambda function, and one endpoint. So one Lambda function cannot handle multiple endpoints. Request multiple endpoints, because we don't have a concept of controller or actions here. We just have a one class and a function handler inside that. So that is the primary difference between these two kind of approaches that we covered in this series. So now we are just referring this README file, which is present here in a .NET Core API's authorization example. So we are just following it and create a Lambda project. So I am on my, I will just first close all the tabs. Okay. I will right click here, will create a new project. We'll select AWS Lambda project .NET Core C Sharp. Make sure you have AWS Toolkit for Visual Studio installed on your machine. Otherwise, you won't see these templates. Select next. And that is what I have written here. So like, you need to do it. You need to select this template. Select empty function. Okay, but before that, I need to provide a name. So .NET dot .NET authorization, sorry, example. Okay, so just click on create, select empty function. That is the easiest blueprint. So yeah, just copy this. Next, we need to install this NuGet package. So we have, the project has been created, a function with one handler. Now you just need to click on manage NuGet package and install this NuGet package. This NuGet package will basically install or add all the classes that we need to work with a API gateway. So I think I just need to initially copy this from here, from our previous example. So just copy this. So we got, because we have installed API gateway and NuGet package, so we are getting these proxy request and proxy response objects. Okay, next thing, we will be implementing in dependency injection and configuration. So you just need to copy this, and or you can just go and install these NuGet packages one by one. But because by the time you are using this solution, these versions may have changed. But for now, I'm just copying these things in CS Proj and just here, and making a build so that all these NuGet packages are installed. and I will tell you why I just used these NuGet packages. So there is a blog of mine. If I go to Coder Johnny, there is a blog how to con- implement configuration logging and dependency injection in AWS Lambda. So you can follow this blog to see why I have done it. So there is a reason why every NuGet package has been used. So we have used a similar concept of implementing configuration and dependency injection. So you can just go there and check it out. So now I just need to update the function.cs. So for that, I will move here. I will open this function.cs class in a separate tab, and we'll see. So first what we have done, okay, let me first copy everything and then we will understand in our code. So I just need to copy it from here to here, and I just need to go here and replace the entire function. So what we are doing, we are just this is our function constructor and this is our handler. Here we have created a configuration root and two strings, valid issuer, valid audience. Inside constructor, we are just creating a configuration builder and reading configuration. So this configuration will basically read first from app settings.json, and if that is not present, then it will rely on environment variables. So once configuration object is created, then we are reading these values from configuration. So I think yeah, okay, here we have not mentioned, but uh, you just need to copy this app settings.json from here to here because that is not present. So if you're working on the development environment, you may require this app settings.json. Otherwise, we will be using environment variables of Lambda function. So you can just provide these values there here. Okay. Now I don't think these things are needed for uh, Lambda function because we are not using ASP.NET Core. So that part you have understood. Now these are the just two strings that we are constructing by concatenating multiple things. Okay, now constructor part is ready. So we will just close. Sorry. So now what we are doing, we are getting a request here from API gateway, and we are just checking the headers. Since we will attach the Cognito Authorizer at API gateway level as well, but that will not check the authorization. So authentication can be done from there, but authorization is not cannot be done because we need to check whether a user is in admin role or in a specific Cognito group or not. So for that, we are also validating the token here, retrieving or constructing the claim principal object here, because we also need to have the user information like what is the username and what are the user claims. So we are doing all the custom stuff in our .NET application as well, so that we can also validate the audience. So these are the reasons. I mean, and the Cognito Authorizer, which is basically present here, will just check whether the incoming token is a valid Cognito user pool token or not. But it will not check for the authorization part. It will not check whether the audience, because it will validate the token for this Cognito user pool. For example, this Cognito user pool has 100 app clients. So all the token will be valid for this API gateway. But to add extra layer of security, we are making those checks here. We will validate the audience. So here we get the authorization header, we retrieve the bearer token, then we have created a custom JWT validator class that I will create. From what that is doing, that is basically validating the token. We are passing the incoming token, we are passing the valid audience, which is client ID, we are passing the valid issuer, which is basically from where it will download the public key to validate the token. Then it will, if the token is validated, then it will return claim principal, otherwise that will throw error. And once claim principals are received, we are getting the name of the user, we are checking the user is in role admin role or not, and then we are just getting some claims and If the user is not admin user, then we are returning forbidden status. If user is nice, then we are returning okay. So that is pretty straightforward code to just give you an idea how the custom authorization works. So now what I will do, I will just go in JWT validator class and will copy its content. So JWT validator, I will create a class here. It's JWT validator. Anytime you can just go and check out the code here on this repo, so that would be very useful to you. So you just need to copy this entire code, and I think just need to replace this. So in this JWT validator, what I was doing, we just checking whether the incoming token has a bearer or not. If it is, then we are just replacing this with the empty string. Then from this metadata endpoint, which is a issuer, we are getting the downloading the public key using discovery document, and we are just creating a token validation parameter where we have specified that role needs to be looked into Cognito group's claim. Then we have to validate the issuer, we have to validate the audience, or this is the client ID which is coming from here, and validate audience true. This is the value of audience, and this is the security token, and then we are just passing this token token handler dot validate token. We are calling this method. uh, uh, so this is a simple, I mean, you can go through it in detail if you need. So this is the stuff that we did, and now we are just good. We'll build it. And one more thing, I think the reason we implemented dependency injection, I guess we have not implemented dependency injection, did we? Let me check. So we have not implemented dependency injection, and I think that's why we just added these configuration related classes and these JWT related packages. So if you go to my blog where I have explained how to implement dependency injection as well, but here we did not implement that. So now I will click on, I will close this, I will close this, and I will close this as well. Now I will create a lambda function. This is our last lambda function of this series. So I will go here, I will click on create, then I will just copy this. I will copy this node.js dotted C sharp. I will change execution role, serverless, and create function. Now I need to do one thing, as you know, I need to update the environment variable. So I need to go in environment variable, edit, but for that I need to copy it from our previous functions. So I'll just open this custom scopes authorization, configuration, environment variables. So here, three, this one. Okay, now the values. Okay, so that's why I said you don't need to maintain app settings.json if you are just deploying it on Lambda, but for local that is needed. So this is good. Now what we will do, okay, one more thing I will do here in advance. So I will just update the function handler here. So in general configuration, function handler, where it is? It is, I think, here. Function handler. Mhm. Permissions. Yeah, here. I'm not finding where I should do that. Yeah, here. So here the first name will be the assembly name, then the class name including the namespace of the class. So we have added the namespace, and here I should add double this, then dot, this is the class name, and this is the function name. So again double. Okay, so we have updated this. Now time to deploy. So just deploy this, right click, publish to AWS Lambda, just select this. It is loading. .NET authorization example release. This is coming as we have updated it there. Just click on upload. Uh, you may choose to go next step in the wizard, but I didn't choose. Okay, so it will deploy. So we will just move to the API gateway till then. So API gateway. So select this. Select this. Authorization example. Click on create resource. Then click on create method. Any method, lambda function. Any method means get put post deletes every request will work. Lambda proxy integration. We'll select authentication example. Only one. How it? Okay. Why I'm getting this? Okay. Authorization. So I will just select .NET authorization example and then click on create method, and this is also deployed. So we can just verify here in functions. Refresh this 8 seconds ago. .NET authorization. So this .NET authorization example 12 seconds ago. So we are done. We have implemented this, and now as of now we have not implemented security. So I will just select any. We'll go in method request. We'll add. We'll edit. We'll select Cognito Authorizer, and that's all. I will save it. So now what it will do, it will basically will not allow any unauthenticated request. So I will close all these, and finally I will deploy the changes. So I will create a deployment, and that deployment will be pushed to the development stage. Okay, so deployment has been pushed to development stage. So what I will do, we will go here in ThunderClient. This is the last example, authorization example. This was my older uh, token. So if I send a request with this, it should fail. Yeah, I'm getting forbidden. And if you see this, then let's observe this in jwt.io, the older jot token, jwt token or jot token. So this is a valid one, but it is expired. So what we will do, we will obtain a new one. And you see I have done all the configuration here, and we will be basically passing ID token. We get two types of token from Cognito. One is access token, another is ID token. So until or unless we are using custom scope, we will be using ID token. So I have just created generate token. It has opened me the hosted UI. I will provide my password here of Cognito user and enter, and it will close. It will update the latest token, and if I just send a request with this, it should pass. It is passing, and I'm getting Ankushin. Right. I have I'm oh, let me check what I was returning. I was returning this, or yeah, I was returning this Ankushin in India. So I'm in admin group. So let's inspect this token as well. So delete it. So I'm in Cognito group admin. Now let's try one more thing. Go to the Cognito user pool, and I will remove myself from Cognito user pool. Sorry, admin group. So here admin group and group member. So I will remove this user from. Now what I will do, I will delete this token, save, and will again authorize myself. This time I have authorized myself. I got a new token here. Here I will validate this token. Sorry, here. Now I'm not getting that claim where I'm in admin. So now I the request will come here. It will check and it will return this forbidden response. So let's send a request. So the request was sent from. Okay, so the request was sent from what I would say, from API gateway to Lambda function, but it was not blocked at API gateway level because it was a valid request. But it was captured as an invalid request or unauthorized request here, and has been returned forbidden response from here. So that's how, I mean, we can implement custom authentication and authorization in our class library kind of .NET Lambda function. So here is the code, and you have access on this code anytime, so you can go and play with this. So I hope you have liked this video, and in the next video we'll see how we can deploy all these lambda function and user pool, whatever we have created manually, how we can deploy it using CDK, and how we can test all this stuff using uh, ThunderClient. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.